Welcome to St. Tony's College Incorporated College of Teacher Education, and welcome to Students Orientation. I am your host, Mrs. Valdez. Why have you chosen to be teachers? Why have you enrolled in College of Teacher Education? We believe you wanted to teach, or you wanted to partake in the ministry of teaching, or maybe you wanted to share your lives and your learning to other people. For us at St. Tony's, what pushes us? Why do we teach? We believe that teaching is a calling. It is an opportunity given by God to touch lives and to win souls. If we feel weary, as we all do sometimes, we can breathe, but we can't quit. Because if we do, we waste the opportunity of serving. So we teach because we are heeding to God's call. Without so much ado, let's go to the program outcomes. The minimum out the minimum standards for the teacher education program are expressed in the following minimum set of learning outcomes. First, articulate and discuss the latest developments in the specific field of practice. It is expected that as teachers, you are abreast with the development of the teacher education, not only teacher education, but the development of the society, the development of everything, as we are catering to the learning of people, catering to the learning of learners. Number two, effectively communicate orally and in writing using both mother tongue, Filipino, and in English. Um, at the end of your course, as an outcome, we expect you to speak your minds out, speak your thoughts out. Not only can you speak fluently in your mother tongue, in Filipino, but most importantly, you can speak in English. Um, that may not necessarily be perfect grammar, but you can communicate yourselves. You can speak communicatively. Number three, work effectively and independently in multicultural, disciplinary, and multicultural teams. It is also expected that at the end of your course, when you graduate, you are already equipped with knowledge so that you can deal with other people no matter what race he or she came from, no matter what discipline uh, or no matter what course, you can deal with any other people, no matter what the status of his or of that person is. Number four, act in recognition of professional, social, and ethical responsibility. What does it mean? It is expected that after your course, you are already a full-fledged professional, meaning you know your bounds, you know when to talk, you know how to deal with other people. You are socially equipped, you are um, you are ethically equipped. And number five, preserve and promote Filipino historical and cultural heritage. As teachers, it is our responsibility to know our background. Saan ba tayo nanggaling? Saan ba galing ang mga kultura ng Philippines? And do we understand all of them? Are we inclusive of all the cultures? So those are the program outcomes. Now we move on to the program goals. In order for the program outcomes to be achieved, these are the program goals of the Bachelor in Elementary Education. The BEd aims to develop elementary school teachers who are either generalists, who can teach across the different learning areas in grade school, special education, and preschool teachers. That is why they said that the most challenging teachers are those who teach in the elementary. Um, because you are generalists, you must know all the other subjects. You just do not know how to teach math, you just do not know how to teach English, but all the subjects. We also have the program goals for the Bachelor in Secondary Education. And in St. Tony's, we offer majors in English, major in science, and major in math. So the BSET aims to develop high school teachers who can teach in one of the different learning areas in high school like mathematics, physical sciences, biological sciences, English, Filipino, and the like. And the program goals for the Bachelor in Early Childhood Education, I should say. This is a new program that is offered by the St. Tony's College of Teacher Education. We have offered this before, but for I think for 2 years we did not have any enrollment. I don't know why. The BEST aims to educate individuals to be competent early childhood practitioners working with children from 0 to 8 years old in various early childhood settings, either in home, community, school, and workplace. This is also aligned with NELF, or the National Early Learning Framework, and the PPST, or the formerly known as NCBTS, and the first key stage, which is kinder to grade 3. So, what are the program core values? These core values are the values that are expected of you teachers, not only when you are in here at St. Tony's, but the values that you are expected to practice even after you graduate and even after you retire. So what are these? The program's core values is the present progressive form of the verb teach, which is teaching. As you can see here, we have here teaching, which communicates that teachers' commitment and passion to teach should be continuous and never complacent. So, a teacher must be first tactful. What does this mean? You must have a knack for saying the right thing at the right time without offending or being rude. As teachers, lagi kong sinasabi sa mga estudyante, dapat wala kayong hiya. But in the right sense. You must be tactful. You should know when to talk, who to talk to at the right time with the right words, provided you are polite. Next, we have E, which stands for empathetic. He puts himself or herself on the shoes of other person, thus understanding his or her situation. A very important values that all teachers should have is empathy. Why is that so? Because without understanding other people, I don't think there will be teaching. So empathetic. The third, accountable. A stands for accountable. Teachers should know that students' success or failure greatly is dependent on him or her. There is a saying that goes that we may make or break our students. Whatever we say, whatever we do, may develop or may frustrate them in continuing their studies. So we are accountable for their learning or their failure. Next, we have the C stands for civil. Um, a teacher displays an adequate mark of courtesy and politeness befitting a citizen. Being civil does not mean that we do not have any kaaway. We may do, but we must know as civil citizens, we must know how to deal with the people who we meet. Next, H stands for honest. A teacher is honest. A teacher who is honest knows and displays that teachers are the epitome or the perfect example of honesty and integrity. As much as possible, sana walang teacher na sinungaling, because the last values explains. And then I stands for ingenious. A teacher is never out of knowledge. He or she is always innovating and resourceful. Walang teacher na walang teacher na bobo. Tamad, meron. Kagaya rin ng estudyante. We are always ingenious. We must be. Next, N stands for nation-oriented. A teacher has a deep sense of responsibility to where the nation is led and is going. Ibig sabihin, nation-oriented, dapat meron kang pakialam aware ka sa nangyayari. As you can remember the program outcomes a while ago, we should be aware of the development because we should be minding what's happening around us. Dapat meron tayong pakialam. Kasi kung wala na tayong pakialam, what is the sense of teaching? And the last, G stands for godly. A teacher is godly, believes and practices that the ultimate source of knowledge is God. Without this on your mind, uh, I don't know the source. You know, if your God is, if your life rather is God-centered, you are always happy. If your happiness is around your loved one and your loved one died, then you will not be happy anymore. But if it is centered on God, you will always be happy because God is always present, omnipresent. Now let's move on to your schedule. Later on, I have here an example of a schedule of your classes, and then I will be presenting it to you later on the next slide. But with your teacher, each teacher rather has a consultation hour of 1 hour per week. That was the original during the face to face, during the yes face to face. Each teacher has a consultation hour of 1 hour per week, which is used by students to ask questions or queries about the subjects with their teachers. It's also true today. You have your consultation hour with your teachers. You can contact them with their FB accounts, which will be presented later on the coming slides. And then for consultation hour, um, kung hindi nyo schedule ng consultation hour, you cannot just ask question. But of course, if it is an emergency, you may. And then, the schedule for distribution and passing of modules, i-discuss din dito. Now, this is an example of your schedule. As you can see, your subjects, I have gotten the sample from the BSED English 1. As you can see here, the subjects, they have 10 subjects and we have to it. Why? Para hindi tayo mahirapan lahat. So the first half of the subjects will be gotten from February 22 up to April 16, 2021. So from February 22 to April 16, they will be getting English 3, Social 1, Filipino 2, English Ethics 1, and NSTP 2. And then on April 16, it is expected that you should have already your final exams for these subjects. And then the second set will begin on April 19, um, the next week after the final exams. From April 19 to June 18, you will be getting your PE2, your English 101, English 107, English 116, and Religion 2. So, and in here, in the first set, you will only be given um, 2 exams, midterms and finals. So hahatiin yung lahat ng inyong course content, and the first half the first half of the module will be given to you on Monday, and then that is to be passed after 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, and then on the fourth week, you must come and submit them and get your midterm exams. After midterm exams, you need to come back and then get the other half of the modules, which is for the finals. And then after you finish the final modules, you will be getting your final examinations. So that is how the schedule goes. That is also the schedule for the distribution and retrieval of modules. The specific distribution and retrieval of modules will be communicated to you on your group chats by your teachers. Now, as to the mode of teaching and learning, um, remember I have made a poll on your group chats, and most of you chose modular learning, but there are some who requested for synchronous online learning. For your teachers who are connected to the internet, they have agreed that they will be having synchronous online learning, but peripherally only, meaning not all the times online. If you need to have an explanation of a topic which you did not understood well, um, then they could uh, they could provide you online synchronous online learning. And then the module design. For your modules, um, I have presented this one because I want to reiterate to you to please fill up these parts, the name, the course, and year subject, especially the module number. Because sometimes there are some of you who pass their modules without any module number, without filling up this part, especially the answer sheet. Take note, teachers will not be checking your modules without this area filled up. So make sure that if you get your modules, fill up the this part, your name, your course and year, the subject, especially the module number. Pag wala ng module number agad-agad, hindi na i-check. So please, that's your passes to pass the modules. Okay? Now let's have your teachers. Your first, your teachers rather, are the following. In here on the left part is their um, Facebook accounts. You may just search them and add them and befriend them. This is Mrs. Evelyn Quizon, and she will be teaching purposive communication, general sociology, ethics, and GMRC, or good manners and right conduct. Next, we have Miss Princess Marie Magno. She is a part-time or shared faculty of the high school department. She will be teaching pagbasa at pagsulat tungo sa pananaliksik. And this is also her Facebook account. And we have Mrs. Jane Ambatali. She's your teacher for NSTP2. And this is her Facebook account. We also have Mr. Tyrone Bayongan, but I believe she prefers to be called Miss. And this is her or his Facebook account. Lana yata siya dyan. Lana. And this is Dr. Minda Aron. Her Facebook account is Danims. And she will be teaching Introduction to Linguistics, Science, Technology, and Society, Foundations of Special and Inclusive Education, Survey of Afro-Asian Literature, Mythology and Folklore, and Social Dimensions of Education for the Earning Units. And we have yours truly. I'll be teaching creative writing, technical writing, teaching and assessment of grammar, principles and theories of language acquisition and learning, and children's literature. And we also have Mr. Marlon B. Pengad. He will be teaching BENLAC, or Building and Enhancing New Literacies across the curriculum. Social Studies in Early Childhood, Teaching Social Studies in Elementary, Pagtuturo ng Filipino sa Elementarya, TTL2 for Math and for BESED, and Instructional Technology for in Early Childhood Education. Iisa pala ito, TTL2 for the Early Childhood Education. And we also have Pastor Nora Puruganan. She is your teacher for religious education too. Of course, this is her Facebook account. We also have Mrs. Jane Bakyang. I'm sorry I was unable to search for her picture, but she is the one manning our biolab. The biolab is located at the forefront of the L building, yung pinakaunang room ng L building. And she will be teaching microbiology and parasitology, environmental science, Science in early childhood education, teaching science in elementary grades, and genetics. And of course, she will also be teaching in the earning units. And we also have Mrs. Antoinette and Frankie. She will be teaching organic chemistry and analytic chemistry for the BSET science. And then we also have Mr. Crisel V. Galiema. He rather, but of course she also, I think he also wants to be called she. I'm joking. He will be teaching electricity and magnetism and mechanics. We also have Mrs. Sustamita Zen G. Dumirag. Hindi po ito yung Miss Universe, kapangalan lang niya. And she will be teaching history of math and number theory. And we have Miss Jocelyn Vargas. She will be teaching college in advanced algebra and linear algebra. And we also have Mrs. Karen Joan M. Galino, who is also the principal of the high school department, and she will be teaching modern geometry. We also have Mr. George Mangupag Jr. He will be teaching abstract algebra. We have Mrs. Meloin C. Romero. She will be teaching child development. Miss J. Vanessa M. Abalos. She will be teaching literacy development. And Mrs. Giselle D. Iona, a shared faculty from the elementary department, who will be teaching health, nutrition, and safety, and EPP with entrepreneurship for the elementary department, elementary program, EED program. And we have Pastor Jane Bentres, and she will be teaching early childhood, early learning environment, and teaching music in the elementary grade. Now, for the assessment, you expect that your teachers will be requiring you to do video reporting or video presentation, either synchronous or asynchronous. When we say synchronous, you are live delivering your presentation, and when we say asynchronous, you need to record it and upload it in your social media account, give the link to your teacher so she or he can review your presentation. You also expect that um, they will be requiring you to do simple research paper presentation. Now, I don't know how they're going to let you present it, but that is one. And then, of course, you expect written outputs, which is maybe through blogging. You may make your blogger account or any blogging account. Pwede rin kayong gumawa ng page nyo sa Facebook where you can post your blog for your written outputs. And then, of course, expect paper and pencil tests, especially during examinations. Now, what are the weapons needed in order for you to succeed? First, you need to have your needle. Bakit needle? Hindi ka po witch. Needle, pantusok. Bakit kailangan ng pantusok? So that you are aware. Sometimes all of us are taken aback or naliligaw tayo for example, napagod tayo, nag-Facebook tayo, hindi natin namamalayan, 1 hour na, 2 hours na pala, 3 hours na. All our day, nag-Facebook na lang pala tayo. So, kailangan nyo ng needle, pantusok para magising na ito pala yung kailangan kong gawin. Okay? You also need to have your alarm clock. Kung ikaw ay kagaya ko na medyo nagkakabaw, nag-uulyanin, at kailangang always merong reminder, kailangan mo ng alarm clock. Set your time. Of course, you also need to have your double-edged sword. Ano yun? Kailangan mo nito. Pila. Bakit? Lahat ng teachers dapat marunong magsalita. Sabi ko nga, dapat wala tayong hiya. In the right sense. And by doing that, of course, we must use our tongue. Kung may kailangang sabihin, sabihin. Pero dapat magalang. And then, of course, we need to have our shield. Ano ba ang shield mo? Ang shield mo ay ang ulo mo, kung saan nakalagay ang pinaka-importanting bagay na dapat ma-develop, which is your utak. So, kung palagay mo, you're not equipped yet with knowledge regarding something, challenge yourself and learn. So, these are your weapons needed. Kung meron pa, dagdag nyo sa comment. para ma-share sa iba. Now, I want you to be warned. As you're going through your life as college, there will be no easy path. Walang madali. Sabi nila, eduk na kasi madali lang yan. Hindi po madali. Mararanasan nyo hindi matulog magdamag kasi magpe-prepare kayo ng maraming lesson plans and instructional materials. And it's part of learning. There is no easy path. Lahat ng dumadaan sa college nahihirapan. The more the failures, the more the learning. Okay? You have to talk your thoughts out. Kung kailangan nyong i-challenge yung sarili nyo na kaya nyo to. Kung may challenge sa inyo na iba to sa inyo, dapat grab nyo rin. But in order, of course, for you not to be burdened by the so many activities that your teachers may be giving you or may be assigning you, you need also to decide kung ano yung major activity and minor activity. For example, ano ba ang mga kaya mong gawin? Mag-decide ka lang ng 3 major. Kaya nga na-divide yung mga subjects nyo na meron kayong major and merong minor kasi mas mabigat ang weight ng units ng major. Ganon din on how you're going to tackle your tasks. Dapat mag-decide ka ng 3 major lang and meron lang 2 minors na gagawin mo in a day or in an hour. Kasi kung in a day rather in an hour, masyado kang magic pag in a day. Kasi kung 4 ang pinagsabay-sabay mong major na gagawin. For example, 4 na video presentations in a day. I don't think you can do that unless you are Superman or Superwoman. So yon. Take the challenge, but guard your emotional state. Guard yourself not to be bombarded by so many. You schedule, you decide. And your key takeaway for this, your teachers are letting you do what they need to let you do to train you. Walang pinapagawa sa'yo na pamatay oras lang. Lahat ng pinapagawa sa'yo, kailangan dapat may matutunan ka. Kahit feeling mo pinapagawa lang yun para pamatay oras. Kailangan may matutunan ka. Or worse, if you are just here because this is what your parents want you to take, o doblehin mo na ang purpose mo ng pagsunod sa kanila. Matuto ka na. Malay mo, ma-inlove ka sa pagiging teacher, magiging teacher ka rin. Ano pa? College is a miniature of your professional life. Your teachers are your principals and you are their teachers. Oh, kailangan ngayon pa lang matuto na kayong mag-practice na sumunod. Because if we follow, we may lead. Take note, leaders are also followers. Be like the pencil. Ano yung pencil? Ang pencil yari yan sa kahoy. So anytime kapag nabagsak, pwedeng ma-break. Pwedeng maputol. But if we experience breaking, allow breaking point. Because if we are broken, for example, into 2, ano yung pencil na imagine yung pencil, if the pencil is broken into 2, you can sharpen them both. And you have 2 pencils. So, walang nangyayari na wala kang matututunan. Lahat ng failures are there because those failure are part of learning. And also, be like the pencil. You have an eraser. Kung may nakamit kang pagkakamali, if you have committed anything wrong, you have an eraser to correct, to write what is wrong. And always remember, sharpening is always painful. Sharpening is always painful. Kung i-correct ka ng teachers mo, especially there are some teachers who are talagang diretso magsalita. Sharpening, that's sharpening. Because they want you to be better. And it's always painful. But learning always is worth the pain. Yung matututunan mo doon is worth the pain. So with that, I hope you learned something. Again, welcome to College of Teacher Education of the St. Tony's College Incorporated for school year 2020-2021 for the second semester. Happy learning. God bless you all.